That young man, right over there, that's Leaf. Good Wilton guy, Wilton Beaver. Wondering why he's laughing so hysterically. Well, it's not my outfit. It's because he's in history class. That young man over there, he's taking one of my history classes. Listen, a day or a year in Muscatine Community College without taking a comp and history course is like visiting New York and never visiting the Empire State Building. I've been teaching you millennials and Generation Xers for ages. What's so good about this history stuff? There's nothing good about this history stuff. Listen, folks, it's all about my jokes. If you show up and laugh, you pass. And register for my classes. And by the way, you can also just text 1-800-GREAT-GUY. Go to the Student Center, talk to your friendly advisors, and tell them Jeff sent you. They'll sign you up for one of my wonderful classes next semester if you haven't already been in one. And there you have it. You'll be in one of the best classes on this campus. I got a class to teach now. I got to feed my family. I'll see you when class is in session.
Muscatine Community College Theater presents Little Miss Sunshine. From the hit movie, you won't want to miss this funny musical, where a crazy dysfunctional family comes together on a road trip to make little Olive's dream come true. Come along for the ride.
Have you ever been sitting at home maybe, just watching some YouTube, and thought to yourself, why can't I do that? I mean, these guys are producing videos and making so much money from it. The answer usually is, you don't know how. There's a lot to video production that people just don't know. If you've ever had these thoughts, why not take Mr. Bishop's video production class? This class can teach you to use editing software, different types of camera accessories, and you'll be assigned projects of a vast majority helping you learn how to produce any type of video, from commercials to your own biography.
Life hasn't been the same since. I thought, at the time, it was a good idea to never take one. I didn't think they were important. You know, my friends always said,
Hey Howie, you should always take one even if you don't need it, bud.
I always laughed at my friends and told them they were stupid or useless. I was wrong. I went to this party knowing that my crush was going to be there. I had plans to make a move, but when I finally did make a move on her, I was rejected. Now, whenever I enter a school restroom, I take at least one with me. She may never like me back, and that kills me. It's all because I made a terrible decision. Now my friends tell me that I have too many of them. Well, they're wrong, because I need to be safe just like everyone else.
I am doing my biographic on Thomas Ellis. He, along with his dad, have a great idea on how to introduce children to movies and entertain them. It is called Movies for Littles. He began to project about 2 years ago, and it's growing to this day. Ask Tommy what is Tommy's Movies for Littles? Well, it's simple. A viewing of cartoons from the past for children. What got Tommy interested in movies? Well, he always liked movies and cartoons, and this is something he likes to do. Ask Tommy what he likes most about movies for littles. Well, he's saying showing to the movies for kids. That's what he does all the time. Ask Tommy how will this help others? Well, he said entertain children and adults, introduce them to the old cartoon films, also giving them a good laugh. When I asked Tommy about what was the most difficult thing for him when starting movies for littles, he said just putting things on to plan to work and getting things ready. I asked Tommy what would he recommend others to do if they are interested in movies for littles. Perhaps Tommy thinks he just want you to come down to watch it. So come and watch the movie showing on Saturday, April 13th at 114 East 2nd Street, Muscatine at Sunrise Galleries at 2 p.m. Costs $5. I hope you are interested in Tommy's movies for littles. Thanks for watching.
Hey, what's up? My name is Tommy Tubular, and I'm a podcaster. I podcast every single day. Yeah, it's pretty tubular. The reason I started the podcast was because I wanted to express who I am, get other people and express who they are, and talk about what I do in my life, other people's viewpoints, tubular stuff, talk about anything on the show, just have fun. So I discovered podcasts, and I was already drinking heavy when I discovered it, so I decided to try an episode out just me by myself, which is me a lot. And so I started it, and I really started liking it, and it got me away from alcohol. It got me away from the bad decisions I was making, and I started just to do tubular things with my life, like podcasting every single day. Right now in the old grocery market, good old Terry over there told me he has the same name as me. I mean, I guess. But he got fired the other day because he was putting expired meat in the smoker. Can you believe that?
I can't believe it.
Could you believe it? It's crazy. I mean, I went there the other day to talk to Clarence, and he said he was dipping in chew when he was working. I'm like, why are you dipping chew when you're working, bro? It's illegal. I don't mess with illegal stuff. You know what I'm saying? You know. Oh yes. She is my beautiful girlfriend, Wendy. She is the best thing that ever happened to me in my life. 3 months after meeting, we got married because she's just everything to me. She appears on the podcast a lot. We talk about our relationship, how we're doing, what we do, what relationship things we do, just tubular things like that, and it's pretty awesome. She's the love of my life.
Okay, so
Beautiful.
we got married, and
Very
it was a beautiful ceremony. We had doves, and we had all these flowers, bouquets. And, we invited our families to come down to Florida and watch us get married. And it was a beautiful spring day, like I said.
So for the future, I would like it to become big. If it doesn't become big, I don't mind. Tubular either way. I mean, me and Wendy are always doing podcasts together anyway, so I really only need her on the show. But if it ever gets somewhere, I want like actors, other podcasters, other like creators, content creators, anyone on this show. Example, like if I got like let's say like the TMG podcast would be pretty sweet. They're pretty tubular people. It'd be pretty big to get Joe Rogan. He's another big podcaster. Actors, actresses, anyone would be pretty tubular. All of the Avengers Marvel actors, Chris Evans, Robert Downey Jr., be pretty tubular. Who else? I would like the whole cast of Jersey Shore on here one day. Tubular. Keeping Up with the Kardashians, also tubular. I love reality shows. Any reality show guest would be tubular. Well, so beginning podcasting, I wasn't doing every single day because I had a job, I had to work. I didn't have a lot of free time, but after a few months, it started picking up. I got more views, getting more viewership. I get donations from people from the podcast, and like maybe not have a job anymore, and I'm living the life, the most tubular life anyone could ever live. Making podcasts, doing what I want to do, anything I want to do. It's pretty tubular, if you ask me. Tubular's mac and cheese has a special ingredient in it that I would like to talk about. It has oregano cheese, it has oregano plus American cheese, and Parmesan, so I like to call it oregano cheese for some reason, but it's good. Then I put some whole milk in it, add some flavor because it's gonna be all sticky without the whole milk. Not too much because it'll be too liquidy, but then I add some green beans, put some sriracha sauce on the green beans, and it's tubular, like Tommy Tubular. If you want to become a podcaster, do it. Talk about mac and cheese, my favorite food, tubular. I have my own mac and cheese, tubular mac and cheese. Let's talk about mac and cheese. Or tubular markers, you know what I'm saying with it. But if you need anything, I'm a podcaster. I reach out to almost everyone. So just hit me up, get on the podcast. Let's have a good time on this podcast. Everyone's welcome on this podcast. Tubular Podcast is just the best. You will not regret coming on this show. It's a tubular time and everyone's welcome. So it's pretty amazing. Pretty tubular. You know what I'm saying? Thank you. I'm Tommy Tubular, and this has been Tubular Short Interview. And I'll see you next time on Tubular Podcast, coming today, later tonight. I appreciate you.
Yeah, so like I wake up in the morning after a good like 8 to 14 hours of sleep. I go upstairs, go outside, shoot about 100 free throws in the driveway before I eat breakfast. Once I knock all those down, which is every day, I go back inside, make some breakfast. My breakfast is usually about 4 to 6 egg whites, and I finish it off with a protein drink. What's up, you guys? So this is my whip. It's a 2005 Toyota Camry. It was given to me by MCC to play for the ball team. I denied them. So yeah, it's pretty sweet. It came with like the rims and the tint and the bodywork, but like I installed the radio, the floor mats. Yeah. So after I shoot those morning free throws, I fill up with a nice hearty breakfast from McDonald's. They also get a lot of flack for being unhealthy, but I mean, I don't see it.
And like highly protein meals so you can be the best you can.
So in my free time, I run charities. I give McDonald's to the needy. Here you go, young lady.
Thank you, sir. Jake likes to blow himself out of proportion.
So like, I do like 10 sets of 25 in the morning and afternoon. It's pretty easy. I'm doing light today. 60s, 90s. These are 90s. And they're actually pretty light. I requested the gym to actually order heavier dumbbells for me because everything here is just super light. I don't know what that's about, but so yeah.
Alright, so I do this before every basketball game. I usually have like a water boy or cheerleader sit on my back for more weight, but I couldn't get anyone to come today, so this is just me. But I usually do this with my friends like LeBron James, Steph Curry, those guys. They recommend this one. I do more than them, so they don't usually lift with me though.
Honestly, I can't tell you when I started. I've been balling up since I was in diapers. I think I could dunk when I was still in diapers too. I'm not sure. Yeah, everyone else sucked. I mean, basketball is a game of 5 people. You can't win with one guy. I didn't bother to catch anyone's names because I'm the best. When you're as good as I am, you would understand, but you're not. So I don't think I could even explain it to you.
Yeah, so Jake likes to blow himself out of proportion. So, I mean, with that being said, he just says that he eats the most lean and like highly protein meals so he can be the best he can. He just, I don't know. No, he was on JV. I remember that. I remember actually witnessing that myself. I would like be out there cheering him on, and he'd be like beyond like 45 minutes running out. I think statistics say that like the bigger the head, the more like cocky you are. Like,
I didn't bother to catch anyone's names because I'm the best. But
for his role strictly being water boy.
Yeah, I was pretty good in high school. I was really good in high school.
You know, like handing people like sweat towels and like water. He would go get water. So I mean, especially like, I remember him one time mid-Prairie game. I mean, he got like a few passes, and I mean, he tried to shoot, but coach just brought him back in and made him water boy again. But I mean, at least he tried. I mean, never hurts to try.
Right here, it's of my dog. Got it right after he passed away.
Tattoos. You know, I think they're fine. I really enjoy that it's really growing, kind of, you know. More people are getting them, especially when they turn 18. Some of them can be pretty funny to look at, you know. Some people make some pretty good mistakes, I'll say, and light use of the term. But yeah, you know, I enjoy them. I think they're pretty cool.
What's your opinion on tattoos?
I think they're pretty cool. I mean, well, for me, it's a form of art, you know, that you can put on your body, because I believe your body's like a canvas, and you can, you know, make it as you want. But personally, I would never get a tattoo.
Oh, really? Why is that?
I'm actually terrified of needles, so yeah.
And I would like your opinion on tattoos. What do you think of them?
Yeah, I guess I don't have a strong opinion on them. I personally don't have any tattoos, but I always wanted one. I just never could find anything I thought I wanted on my body for like the rest of my life, and so I never ended up getting one. I have a son who's interested in getting one, and I guess I don't really care either way.
Do you think it's just like the people doing the tattoos is what you're kind of skeptical about, or is it just going about doing it?
Yeah, for me, I'm not skeptical of the art. I'm not skeptical of people doing it. For me, I just was skeptical about like putting something on my body that was going to be there for like the next 60 years. And so I was skeptical that I would still like it as much as I did when I was 18, 20, as I would when I was 70.
So are you just afraid like it turning out to look like mush when you are older, and is that the main reason?
The body changes over time. I think the tattoo loses its color and its vibrancy over time, and I just didn't know if I was that attached to any one particular piece of art either.
What's your opinion on tattoos?
I'm indifferent.
when it comes to tattoos. I don't care about them. I don't care against them. Yeah.
So with that being said, I'm assuming you don't have any then.
I do not. Besides an accidental one from like a pen or something.
Oh, okay. How do you think having tattoos would affect having the ability to like find a job?
Well, so much so far. In 2019, like they're protesting against that, and so I feel like it's more open. But some jobs still are really strict, and they require you like to cover up tattoos. I personally think that you shouldn't. You should be able to express yourself in any job force you are at.
I think. So why do you think tattoos affect like finding a job? What do you think about that?
I'm guessing it goes back to sort of like a religious aspect.
Okay.
Like, there's been people. One of the things in the Bible is that you shouldn't wear tattoos. You shouldn't have tattoos.
So like, in a way, it's unprofessional.
In a way, yes. And when you see somebody that's like covered head to toe in tattoos, you don't see them as like professional. You see them as like that adventurous type that's like likes to get into danger. Like movies and stuff present people like that as like bikers and whatnot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, totally understandable.
Would you recommend students getting tattoos then?
So it depends, right? So I would always say get a tattoo and then put it in a place that you can cover it up, because there are some professions that require you to have your tattoos covered. And so if you have a desire ever to go into that, to remove a tattoo would be some significant amount of work. But just being able to wear a shirt that covers it up or a collar that covers it up. So that's what I would encourage someone who's interested in doing that. Like just put it in a spot where you can cover it up, because then I think your options are wide open. You don't ever have to worry about that later in life.
know, security guards, we get a lot of flack. But us MCC security guards, we're not your average security guards. We're not cut from the same cloth. We're different. And to be honest, this place needs it. Because it's the darkest, dirtiest place I've ever seen.
So we're out on patrol today. Jake's letting us take the car for the first time. If you didn't know, it's a 2013 Ford Taurus, which are actually amazing cars. They use them for squad cars, but luckily we get one. It's got about 288 horsepower, which is great for catching runners, which I haven't seen yet, but actually looks like we got some kids selling homework to each other, huh? Oh. Let's go check this out. We've had a problem with this kid for a while, but he always gets away. I don't know how. But got on my short shorts, so I'm ready to bust his. Oh, fuck. Fucking evil fuck. This mother. What car do you get in? Honda. You stupid. Just pull over. I don't have any lights or anything because we're just security guards, but god damn it. What would Jake do? What would Jake do? What would Jake do? I can't call backup because we don't have any. But you know what? I'm enough. You got this, Chase. Oh shit. He's going into Weed Park. He's got the wrong blinker on. He's not the brightest, obviously. I don't think he knows this car can go 0 to 60 in 5 seconds. You know you're in trouble, just f***ing stop. You f***ing 2-year-old? No, he's pulling over wrong side of the road. Oh no, he's not. He's going to the tennis court. Box him in. Alright, how about? Sir, can I ask you what you're doing just then?
Nothing.
Nothing. Alright. Do you know who I am?
I don't know. What are you?
You want to check the badge, buddy? I'm your f***ing nightmare. I'm gonna have to step out of the car, please. Yeah, selling homework to that lady?
Nope.
No? What's the papers in your hand?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Just giving her some papers. Is that what you do? Can I check your car real quick?
No.
No? Alright, well, you're gonna have to ask to get in the squad car, please. Got a runner. We got a fucking runner. You know, if the grass wasn't so wet, I would have slammed your ass. Get up. Come on. Stupid bitch. Let me drop my keys. See that 2013?
Get off me!
We're putting this kid in the trunk. Don't with me.
You.
God damn. We should actually get some cuffs. I don't have any room in the back, so get in.
What?
Yeah, get in.
You.
I have no room in the back. Should have shot his ass. Successful day at the office. Let's take him back.
What's up? I'm Brad. I'm the new guy on the force. Just started this job recently just because I got fired from my last 3 jobs. I got caught taking naps a couple times. I worked for UPS and I'd hop in the back, you know, and open packages for fun. You know, it's stupid. It's stupid. It's not even concerned about it. But I started going to school here a couple months ago and realized that I needed a job if I was gonna continue to pay for myself and move out of my mom's house. So I decided to start getting a job on the force. Just it'd be easy at the school that I'm going to, just be working here. But this is the worst job I've ever had.
Hey. See that girl over there?
Yep.
Ask her if that food's from the vending machine. If not, she's out of here.
Gotcha. Excuse me, ma'am. You wouldn't mind telling me where you got that food?
I bought it
From?
from Walgreens.
You do realize that buying food from an outside source and bringing it onto our campus is a violation of Article 13. All food must be purchased from our vending machine here.
Okay.
Wait. I know you. She's the one that was buying the homework. Get her!
What are you doing?
I do not get paid enough to run.
Restart. Get the giggles out.
You hit the button? You stopped it?
What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, what you gonna do?
Hi, I'm Alex Kramer. I'm doing my documentary about the Noah's Ark and my grandparents.
Okay, we'd like you to introduce yourselves, please.
I am Grandpa Gordon Manning.
And I am Grandma Sue Manning.
We had heard that you had visited the Ark Experience.
Yes, we did.
What is the idea behind, or what is the Ark Experience? Summarize.
It's a display of what Noah built, precisely as described in the Bible, and it's an enormous structure, inside of which is there's lots of displays how they kept the animals and how they lived while they were on the ark.
Told how the ventilation system was set up, how God told Noah that the waves of the ocean would create wind, and then that wind would go down into the ark and keep the fresh air flowing as the ark was in water. And then it also showed many places how they collected the water in jugs, and as the jugs got full, they tipped, and the fresh water ran down to the animals and over to the living section. So, and the feeding was also the same. They had troughs that they fed from the top that went down to all of the animals, and that way they didn't have to feed every day, that the food was sustained for like 3 to 5 days. So it was very interesting that way. It also told us about when God says 2 by 2, started out like with 2 small ponies, small equine animals, and then as they came off of the ark, then they procreated, and so the animals got from small to bigger to bigger to bigger to the full horse size.
So that explains how they might be able to keep so many animals.
Right. It wasn't like
on board.
2 collies, 2 German shepherds, 2. It was just 1 canine unit that evolved into wolves and fox and those kind of animals.
The other interesting thing about that is that the different species that came from the same kind of animal, like all the different horses, donkeys and mules and ponies and so on, they all evolved from the original 2 animals, and that whilst Scripture says that that Noah took 2 of each animal, but it goes on to say that he got 7 pairs of each kind, and some of the animals that God had said to the Jews that were unclean. So although Scripture is not particularly descriptive of all this, and it can be a little vague, we just assume from the number of animals that Scripture goes on to say went onto the ark that they were used for food.
That was one of our questions, like what different types of animals did you see on the ark that maybe you didn't know about? Is there something different? Or?
Some of the older species that are not around anymore.
Yeah. It really made it clear to me, even like butterflies and bugs, as the bugs procreated during the stay on the ark, there was enough to feed the animals that sustained their life as eating bugs.
That's interesting. So you wonder how you would keep all those animals for 40 days alive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it was actually closer to 6.5 months, because it was 40 days it rained,
right,
and they floated, and then when the rain stopped, it says it was another 150 days until they found dry land.
Wow. That's impressive. What is the most interesting thing that you found out about the ark that you didn't know before you ventured there?
For me, it was the size.
Yes.
It was. Knew it would be big, but didn't realise, because it's built exactly to the scriptural measurements and in cubits. And in the gift shop, they sell a stick like that. That's a cubit. That's the length of the cubit. So if you work that out, measure that in feet and inches, and multiply it by the number of cubits that Noah used, you can actually see how long and how high and how wide the ark was, and it's a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be. It was very, very impressive.
Yeah, the types of wood that were required to build the ark fascinated me. What looks like a big pole was actually a certain kind of tree that withstood the height of the ark, and then there were other trees, different woods that they used for the rest of the ark. So the different kinds of trees that aren't even around anymore that Noah had available to build this ark. It was amazing.
What tips would you have for somebody else who wanted to go visit the ark experience? A caveat or something that you think, oh, next time I'll go do that?
Leave plenty of time.
Yes.
Because there's a lot to see, and I think if we went again, it would be well worth the trip.
Oh yeah.
But we would take more time. We wanted to see other things while we're there, because there's a creation museum at a different site, and you could spend more than a whole day at each place. So leave plenty of time, take your time, take it all in, go round twice, and be prepared to go back again and see it again.
There's a lot of displays that because it draws, they said, like 4,000 people a day.
Oh, wow.
So we were there early enough that we had a chance, probably the first and second floor, before the stream of people caught up with us. And so, like on the third floor, they had a lot of exhibitions, a lot of living quarter places that we didn't really get to go in all the nooks and crannies. It just got too crowded. But yeah,
and the other thing would be read Genesis first, chapter 6 through 9, and read the scriptural account, because the displays use scripture to describe the exhibition as you go round, and so reading the Bible first, the biblical account, helps with understanding what you're seeing.
Yeah, it's an amazing place. It's huge. Be prepared, walking shoes. They have plenty of concessions throughout, but they're not in your face like a concession. They're very well off to the sides. But yeah, just be prepared to be there all day and just be wowed.
Did you take a guide, was it a guided tour or is it on your own?
No, it's on your own. They did have,
They had directions.
they had
and
people that gave directions and told you what was
They
on
had a lot of
each floor.
staff around that could help, and they had directions everywhere, so you followed a sensible route. If you went straight up to the top and worked your way down, it would probably make less sense.
Yeah.
The other thing about it that surprised me was that the Ark was sealed in, it was covered.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like a normal ship where you could go up on deck. They couldn't do that. It was a covered structure
Did they say why it was covered?
because of the rain, and the water would be, the storm. It would wash over the ship without filling it up. If the waves came over the side, they would lose animals.
It was also their source of collecting fresh water. So it kept the waves out and the fresh water falling
Yeah, the rain they collected.
into these jugs. And then everything else was sealed, and then the jugs would just tip. It's an amazing place.
It was extremely clever and amazing, and it took years and years to build. The replica with the tools Noah had thousands of years ago, it probably took 20, 25 years for him to build it.
Wow. Sounds like you both would be willing to go back again.
Oh,
Very much so.
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And I had heard there's a zoo there also?
There is a
With
zoo
live animals?
with
Yes.
live animals. However, when we were there, it was cold, and they hadn't got the animals out yet. But we did get to see where all the animals will be. But it would be nice to go down when the zoo would be open. It was just too cold yet to get the animals out.
Yeah.
But it's a big zoo. It's a big area.
Yeah, there's a zoo, there's cafes, there's a grill, there's
Yeah.
parks to sit in, and
Big restaurant.
yeah. So there's a lot of other things. There's a big kids playground and lots of facilities there. It's very well done.
So something for the whole family. It's
Yes.
a family
Yes.
experience.
Yeah.
And they rent out scooters and wheelchairs and things like that. So anybody has difficulty walking in any way, there's plenty to help them.
They also have speakers that come in and give, I don't want to say a sermon, documentary type talks about the Ark. And as you get the pamphlet, or if you go online, you can see the different speakers that will be available. And they have a, what would you call it, a theater in the Ark where these people give their talks. And then there's another theater where they have a movie going. So there's places where lots of people can stay in different places while others wander.
Plenty of places to sit.
Yeah.
There's lots to read. There's just not enough time
Right.
to see it all.
We did get shook up, I did. On the first floor, as you go in, there's all these animal sounds. And they have all the cages that, how they set up the Ark for the animals. And Alex and I went over and we're gonna look in, and about that time, a big chicken or something let out a wail, and we both jumped, I think, a foot high, because we thought something was really in there.
Yeah, it was just a recording. And so you
So
could,
be wary.
Yes,
of
be
animal
wary of
sounds.
the animal sounds.
yeah, but they don't bite.
No.
It's just a recording.
Yeah.